Unlock the power of AI in marketing with our new series, AI Agent. Dive into the world of SaaS tools, discover how marketing pros deploy bots, and explore the best use cases for AI in your marketing strategy. Only on Marketing in the Age of AI podcast with Emmanuel Rose.
Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI. Today, we're going to have a great opportunity to talk about video chatbots and about how to best deploy them. I'm joined by Michael Cutajar, who's a visionary in digital innovation. He's the founder of Interactive Avatar, and Michael's pioneering the use of AI to create personalized digital experiences, transforming how we can engage with our audiences. His expertise in AI-driven marketing strategies has earned him recognition in the industry, and he's here today to share his insights on leveraging technology to drive success in this dynamic business atmosphere. Michael, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me on Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thank you very much for having me, Emmanuel. Excited to get going.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to see that you got Aristotle working for you, and I thought that was really cool.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, Aristotle is just a prototype, right? We're a bit of history nerds here, so we said we'll create a prototype of Aristotle.
Well, it's good to reach back into some history and especially philosopher. So I'm wondering, we'll just dive right into it, but what's kind of the most unexpected thing that you've run across in this development of the AI avatars or your company?
I actually was very surprised to notice differences in the quality of the avatar from a customer experience point of view. So when we shifted from the standard chatbot, we said, okay, let's test it out first. And we tried some Ready Player Me avatars, which were relatively low quality. And then we pushed towards more photorealism. And I mean, you probably could have guessed it, but people prefer the photorealistic element and in comparison to the chat and text bot. So that was quite important.
Yeah. So in the process of creating a photorealistic deployment of a chatbot, are you seeing that companies want to have like their CEO be the face of it, or is it somebody from the marketing department, or is it a fantasy person?
So it really depends on the size of the business, but I'm actually noticing many of the male CEOs prefer handing it off to women as their avatars. I think that has to do more with like a branding point of view, but it totally depends on the business.
Yeah, and then I'm curious about like so we've all had experience with chatbots by now. With this video chatbot, what kind of engagement rates are different? What are you seeing in terms of how people are interacting?
What we're seeing is, since our chatbots have an element of photorealism, which results in more of a human-like experience, the users are asking more personal and pertinent questions. So say, for example, you have a brand ambassador, they would actually ask about the brand ambassador's life, or if they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, something which I think if you were to place a normal text chatbot, you wouldn't get, or at least we hadn't seen it.
Yeah. So people are they're seeing these images more human-like.
Yeah, which resulted in us saying, okay, so how are we going to have an element of history, of story, of storytelling, hence the Cleopatra, the Aristotle, those kind of avatars.
Yeah, so I guess then if we're going to deploy one, we need to build a little bit of a playbook around the history of the avatar and build a custom GPT for that too.
I mean, the storytelling is important in everything. I mean, people love a good story. So, I mean, be it if it's a fictional one or non-fictional one, I think it's resonating more than the standard. Let's go. I want my answer straight away. For some industries.
Yeah, of course. Uh, and then what are the documents, or what's the setup like for a company that wants to get started using a tool like this with you?
So we've got two options. You've got the first basic option, which is a simple knowledge base, so PDF document where you just upload to the site and we'll implement it for you. And then you've got the more enterprise level structure where we connect to their backend, be it via APIs or if they're using HubSpot, etc., or if they're or directly with their source data. And then that would be slightly more complicated, but that's thousands of document points effectively.
Sure. And what is there a certain industry that's taken to a liking to this kind of photorealistic AR avatar?
I haven't managed to put my finger on a specific industry. We are speaking to many different industries. I mean, most industries have customers, so I would say it applies to most of them. I haven't had one specific one yet.
And what are some of the businesses that have deployed this so far that you're getting some experience with?
So, as we said, first we are working with some historical institutions or museums, which is a very interesting use case because effectively you could be at a museum, you could scan a QR code next to a bust and communicate with said historical character. That obviously
Well,
involves lots of accuracy,
yep.
historical accuracy. And then you have the gaming ones, which are more tailored to the younger audience. And then you'd be surprised. We're having conversations with some institutions like banks, language schools, etc.
Yeah, that's interesting. I love this idea of using it for a museum or for maybe even like a city tour, right? Where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That actually, my idea actually came from there, actually, Emmanuel. So that's where the light bulb moment hit. Kind of, hey, why don't we create like a tour of Florence with historical avatars? And then we just worked backwards. It took us a year, but we got there.
yeah, it's interesting. And then let's see what which of the LLMs are you finding that you're most drawn to right now for to support you?
I mean, we're using ChatGPT. Obviously, there are a number of brilliant LLMs. It's a very competitive space, but we're sticking to ChatGPT for now.
Yeah, yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. Let's uh, let's go with the market leader and stay there because they're innovating every day.
It's funny, yeah. I mean, I think since they were first to market as well, we're kind of tied to them also from a subconscious level to a certain extent. It's kind of like, I mean, I had seen that comparison to ChatGPT being the equivalent of Coca-Cola, you know,
Right.
and whilst all the others are as good but slightly unknown.
Yep. Uh, and so, what is the kind of product roadmap look for you guys coming up for the next 90 days, 120 days?
So the way we've been working right now is a bit manual in the way because we're speaking directly with customers to see what their needs are, um, which is also an opportunity to understand their business a bit more. And that's the primary focal point. And then effectively we would offer set solution depending on where their customer touch points are. So be it if it's on a mobile app or a web app or in person with a QR code. My plan is what we've been working on for a few months on the side is to have a proper backend system where users can log in and create their own avatars instantly. Which we're there. We just need to finalize a few more features, but that will probably be it.
I gotcha. Um, and then what are you seeing that are the most effective marketing methods for getting people to have conversations with you about your AI avatars?
Um, Man, it's a competitive space, but I guess being very consistent on social media reaps its benefits, even if not not instantly. I guess if you have your post up and you have strong SEO, people that want to have a conversation will find you. And then I have quite a broad network through my years in business. So I'm calling out people and having literally coffees and conversations, understanding what their pain points are,
Yeah,
and pivoting accordingly.
understood. Let's see. How about if somebody has like a book that they've written? Would the avatar be a reader for that book and be able to be
And
a stand-in?
so in, so actually I had spoken to a friend of mine who has a manufacturing company and works with some publishers, and that's something we really want to work on, because I can't imagine a world where you're reading a book and you scan a QR code and you're speaking to the protagonist or speaking to the author,
Yeah, right.
So be it if you're reading a fictional book or if you're learning physics from Newton, right? And then on a specific page you'd have a conversation with Newton about that specific learning workspace.
Yeah,
So yeah, books are a big one for sure.
yeah. So that's kind of a future vision.
Yeah. It's and I love books. I mean, and they don't seem to be dying out. I mean, all right, there's been a reduction, but people still read books.
Absolutely. Well, that's
Yeah, man.
I guess what do you see in the combination of AI and human creation, and where do you think the AI is going to where are we going to come to peace with AI and have it, where it's going to end, and where are the humans going to continue to be important?
This is yeah. I've read. I've heard a few people speak about this. I mean, hmm. So I still look at it as a tool, and I think it'll remain that way for quite a while. Um, there's lots of whispers about AGI, etc. But I obviously I'm not predicting anything, but I tend to think it's slightly over exaggerated, and the progress towards AGI is more of a marketing stunt, which obviously will result in AI remaining as a tool
Yeah,
for the short term. So when you ask about where humans will end up in all of this, in the short term, I still see human creativity, human ingenuity being a fundamental point. In the long term, it's a bit more difficult to predict. I don't think I have the ability to predict that, but time will tell. I mean, these guys are all fighting for it. All these behemoth companies are all fighting for the market share of AGI. I mean, you see it almost every other day on the news. It's
sure.
just what I had seen, which was super interesting, Emmanuel, is the rate of increase between the different GPTs is much thinner now. So the increase in proper output is much thinner. So from GPT 4.5 to 5, it's going to be even smaller, which,
Right.
if you look at it on the graph, kind of diminishes slowly.
Yeah, I think it starts to be like one big pool because they're all learning from each other, and so
Yeah,
um,
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, my mates and I were having a conversation on WhatsApp there about like which GPTs they use or which language models they use. It all seems to be the same. I mean, they're all like you said, they're all sharing resources from the internet. So
yeah, yeah. What about you in your professional day? Besides ChatGPT, are there other AI tools that you're using?
yeah, so a part of our business is systems analysis. So we actually work with businesses to automate their flows.
Yeah,
So obviously, interactive avatars is a product of that. So I'm playing around with a lot of invoicing softwares. There are a lot of flows which you can use to automate the invoicing flow, which in a customer heavy business is important. I'm uh, I'm looking into as well legal bots. So the law is obviously changes from country to country. So there's a lot of localized, interesting legal bots that I'm looking at. Um, and in general, just keeping my eyes out for any other things that I could help our clients with, right? So be it
yeah.
from HR, sales, marketing.
All right, I love it. Well, if people or business managers are looking to get started implementing an agent like this, what should they do before they sign up for something like interactive
I
AI?
mean, first of all, obviously, we always like to have a conversation. So we'll have a free consultation where we'd analyze the business and then send you a proposal afterwards. The process is very streamlined. It's literally send us an image of what you want to recreate, and we'll take care of making it hyper realistic. And you'll be able to choose the voice or import your own voice, and then we'll go through a bit of a testing phase, which is important, especially for enterprises, because the one thing I found is that we have to be very careful the way the AI answers. You have to really mitigate its hallucinations. So we'll take care of that, and then we'll just send you an embedded link or a QR code or something, which will make the integration very seamless.
Love it.
And that's it.
All right. Well, that sounds very plug and shoot. So that's nice. That's a nice way to do it. And then you would be asking the company for either websites or product descriptions, PDFs, one sheets.
Yeah. So for our base tier, we just expect a bit of information on about the website, about the company, and the information on the website will help. But if there's any information which is not available on the website, we'll ask for it. And for the enterprise level, we plug into your backend.
Yeah, love it. All right, Michael. Well, if somebody wants to get in touch with you and have a conversation, how do they do that? Easy.
I'm available on LinkedIn under my name, or available via email under michael@interactiveavatars.ai.
All right. Well, that's good. It's an engaging site, and it's fun to talk to Aristotle. So I appreciate that touch of history, and I'm very thankful for your time today. Thanks for making an opportunity to have a conversation with me.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Appreciate it.
Okay. Have a great day.
Bye.
Cheers. Well, there you go. You've got an opportunity to leverage ChatGPT and interactive AI to interactive agents to not only let somebody touch history if you want, but it also interact with something that's human-like and maybe have a little deeper interaction with your company. So thanks for joining this episode. We'll look forward
Unlock
to seeing you
the
again soon.
power of AI in marketing with our new Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.